We got one from Dwayne Atkinson. Was there any backstage concern of Eric challenging Vince to show up to a live pay-per-view?
That's a good question. I can't believe it, but there was nothing ever mentioned about that. I mean, and that's weird. Why would there? Because there was for sure there was heat there.
Yeah.
I mean, two guys shooting for the same job, and one did it once, and then one did it, and they worked together for a little bit. I mean, it was a crazy run.
Well, is this Vince Russo, or are we talking about Vince McMahon here? I took it as Vince McMahon.
Oh, I took it as Russo. So,
okay, well, yeah, well, we just talked about Russo and him too, so it would make sense. I took it as Vince, though. I guess we could ask him. I think it would make sense for Vince if he were to show up, and try to, basically crash a pay-per-view where it's live. What could you do about it if he jumped over the barricade or something? Essentially what the Hall Nash angle was when they first, invaded WCW.
It would be fantastic, but the answer to the question, no. There was never a concern. Like, I do remember when the DX. When they were trying to get into Richmond, Virginia, is where we were, and they were on the tank trying to get in the door. I remember Nash was begging Eric to open the door, and
he was on the other side, right?
Yeah, I mean, all we got to do is raise one door, and we got the WWF and WCW in a real fist fight.
Yep.
And Kevin's begging him, like, just open the door, please open it. But he's friends with Triple. So I don't really know what would have happened, but I think we'd have all worked, but it would have been 3/4 of a shoot no matter what,
Of course.
Company versus company and all that. But I remember Eric not being happy about it, but making the call. No, we can't do that. We can't do that,
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it gets dicey with contracts, and you're on different networks and all that too at the same time. So it could be just a legal nightmare if they did do that. But for what Dwayne's suggesting here, I think it would be tough, because if say Eric had jumped a barricade at a pay-per-view, I feel like that benefits WWF at the time, right? It's their product, right? So you're showing up and bringing talent over there. It's just going to boost their ratings. I don't know if it's going to really do anything for you. It's probably going to hurt you, if anything.
Whatever show is on is what is going to benefit. And you're just, the only reason to do something like you're saying would be to get a job. A lot of wrestlers, Rick Rude sat in the audience of WCW and they hired him. I tried it and it messed up because we wasn't thinking, whoever got me to do it, they wasn't thinking either, because we did SmackDown, and SmackDown is taped. So if I would have gone to a Monday Night Raw live, I'm not saying I would have got hired, but it would have been a better impact. We go to the Bilo Center in Greenville at a taped SmackDown, and all they did was just cut me out of the taping, but if it was live, y'all would have saw live where 300 people were getting my autograph on the floor, and they could nothing they could do about it. They couldn't do nothing about it.
And as long as you have your ticket, you're not doing anything wrong. They can't eject you.
Yeah. Johnny goes, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I come to see some wrestling, man." He goes, "What?" I go, "I come to see wrestling." Hold on a second, Johnny. "Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you." Yeah. And it was 300 people. It was crazy. Wow. And the world would have saw that. And I thought it was enough that the WWF saw that I drew a crowd at their building, at their show. I thought maybe that was going to be enough, to say, hey, let's give this kid a chance, Yeah. And that was probably 2007. So we're talking 6 years. It may not have been that long. It may have been, it was 6 or 7. So it was just, I just thought for sure. And that was the last thing that I ever tried to do. After they saw me draw a crowd in their building, I can't do no more, So it's exactly. Thank you. Love you guys, but I'm not going to do this no more.